The best beginner's guide for King Arthur Legends Rise? It might be. We're going to help out everyone who's just starting this game. If you're a new player or you've been playing for a while, you might see some new things in here that you didn't know about. But we're going to dive right into this. If you have any questions, ask us down below in the comments or come and join our Discord. There's a lot of stuff to cover because this is an amazing game. We're going to start with the power-up guide on the bottom left. This is where we do our daily, weekly, and monthly missions. You'll complete these very easily, and if you don't know where to go, it takes you straight to it. This is story mode. Story mode you need to push. When you first start out, you're not going to see a lot of things unlocked in your castle. You're going to wonder where the arena's at, where your clan is at, and where all the dungeons are. You've got to push story mode. Each chapter will start unlocking all of that, and you want a 3-star story mode. 3-starring is very easy. All these rewards down here at the bottom will help you progress. To 3-star, you don't have to 3-star it in one battle. You can do one battle in 20 wins and actually win it with your strongest heroes and not get this 3rd star with 2 support. Come back in later with 2 support, take 40 rounds to beat it, and you'll still get 3-star at that point. So you don't have to do this all at one time. They've also made this so easy to multi-farm. And I love this about this game because most games don't do this. You can do one run, it'll take 3 times the stamina, but give you 3 times the reward. But you do have to 3-star it first. This also works with all the bosses that we fight. As long as you beat that stage, you can go back in and fight it 3 times. And you can even queue it up for multiple 3-time runs and prioritize the boss, which you'll want to do most times, but sometimes you want to fight the boss's side legs or arms first. So you might want to click this off. You'll know what to do, but at least you know now you can prioritize going in and fighting the boss, doing all these runs, spending all your stamina, and each of these will be one run, 3 times the cost with 3 times the reward because you set it up right here that way. We're going to do one-time cost. We're going to go in here. Camera angle is one of these things that will kind of give you motion sickness because it starts you out on camera angle 1. It's the very cinematic camera angle that brings you in. You see how it took the camera in there? It showed us like this beautiful fight scene. Now I'm on 2 times speed. If you do this on 1 time speed, it's much better. 2 times speed, it was okay. But really at 3 times speed, it's too much. It's too jerky. Everything's jerking around. Even when the boss attacks me now, he's going to fly in and do like a flashy hit. Now she was ranged, so for her it's not that big of a deal, and I even think Bedivir's not going to go in there too. So on camera angle 1, it just depends on what hero is fighting, honestly. You see how he's going to jump in and do this big fight? It's too much. It gets to be way too much. So later, when you're on 3 times speed, go to camera angle 2, and this will never jump in and out. You won't have to worry about motion sickness, but do camera angle 1 just to see how awesome the game can look. Over at the top left, you can see the helmet icon with the magnifying glass. This will show you all your buffs and debuffs, what's on the enemy, what's on your heroes. Then you can go over to skill info and you can see what skills are on cooldown. And if you don't remember what your skills do, you can check them all out here. And there's also this permanent effect. Each of your heroes has a weather condition to where they will get 10 times speed, 30 critical damage, 5% less damage taken. So always check this if you're not sure about your speed order. This can mess you up. Later on, when you're building your speed order and you want to do something in a certain, sequence, you might get a little messed up because you're wondering and looking at their speed and thinking, this guy should not be going before another. This is why. You get 10 speed depending on what weather they take control of, and you can look at each of the heroes and see what their weather is. Like you'll be able to see for Arthur that he is day on his character sheet. Before you go into a battle or even looking at your heroes from the main screen, when you're down here sorting, you can actually see all the different factions and terms they have and sort it. If you were looking for people that are with Serpent's Favor, you could hit that and see all those. You can refresh it and then come back here and look at all the debuffs and buffs we have. This is really important to use. I use this a lot. When we first start playing a game, we're not sure what heroes do what, and we want to know something that can give dot taken damage increase, apply dots, apply decreased defense, apply increased attack, stealth. There's lots of different combinations, so you're going to come in here and use this quite a lot. It's really friendly. Just make sure you refresh every time you use it. Story mode is at the bottom right. This is where we have to push to unlock all these dungeons. You're not going to see any of this stuff unless you push story mode. You're not going to see your clans, and you're not going to see adventure mode down here which is an addition to story mode. This is the main story mode where you've got to push. But at 5-7, you're going to unlock this adventure mode. This takes no stamina, and all it is to go around and have a good time, do a lot of puzzles and quests, and get amazing rewards. If you get stuck on anything while you're running through here, join our Discord. We've got guides on every single chapter to help you get through all these puzzles and quests. Eventually, you're going to unlock the Mage Tower, the Forge, and the Market, and it's going to cost gold to get all these goodies in here. And you want to get these things, except you're going to be gold starved in the beginning. It's like that with every game. You're always gold starved, but these rewards or these items that you can purchase are extremely strong. These are tomes to level up our heroes. These level up our passives. I come in here and I buy these every single day. Again, you might not have enough gold to do this in the beginning, but eventually you're going to get gold. And you need to remember to come in here every single day and refresh this as many times as you can. And then check over here at the Forge for one item. It's this item right here. These are keepsakes that you have to go over to the faction dungeon and farm there for a while to unlock these on each of your heroes. To unlock the belt, the orb, and the banner. And there's always one of these, like a belt, an orb, or a banner here, and you can start collecting them because they are kind of hard to actually craft in the beginning. They're hard to farm in the beginning, and this is pretty cheap to come in here and grab this one every day. I do refresh it for free, and then I get the second one, and then I'm out. I don't usually buy any of this other legendary stuff. The Mage Tower has a daily transmute that I would not recommend doing on day one or even week one. I'm not sure exactly when you unlock this, but it does cost quite a bit of resources to be able to do this every single day. Now, it is good to do. If you can afford it, it's really good to do, but you won't even have these relic breaths until you complete all of the main story, normal, and then go into the hard mode. And I think it's a bit into hard before you unlock the ability to even farm these. So if you don't see this right away, it's okay. You just got to push story. Everything is push story as far as you can. And again, you're going to have to micromanage this to see whether it's really worth it. We have all the gear stats on our Discord, but sometimes you just want to know what drops. What's the main stat? What's the substat? If you come over here to crafting and you go down to the bottom left to where it says stat info, and you select that, it will pull up a website, a Netmarble website that details everything for you. It tells you every piece of gear with their main stat and substat. You've got these keepsakes down here at the bottom that all can have different main stats, different substats. You've got the left-hand side that are all regular. They're static. This is attack always is the main stat. This is defense, and this is HP. But these on the side over here change. And it can be very different, and you might wonder what those are. That's how I go find it, because here on this screen, I don't see a place to see that information. Source info does not take me to the same thing that it does when I'm inside the Forge there, and it pulls up that website for the detailed information. This just shows you where to go to actually farm it, which is good. Everything does. Anything you can think of inside this game, if you click on it, it will tell you where to go farm it or where to craft it. It's very, very intuitive. Another great quality of life is a changing room. You can actually try on gear without paying that small price of gold and see what the change in stats are. So if I wanted to change around his gear, I could change out this helmet, temporarily put it on, and it'll show me the change stats down here. And then eventually when I'm done playing around with all the gear pieces and I get what I want, I can hit change at that point. Here's a big one that a lot of people don't like, and I hope they change this in the future. If I gain a level, if I go from 67 to 68, I will get more stamina, but I'm going to cap out at 234. It's not going to give me 234 plus 57. So make sure you're low stamina before you gain that new level. Don't come over here and try to get more stamina capped out to use. Make sure you got to look at when you're going to level up and how much stamina you have, and try to be at a lower stamina, because it's going to go to 234 and cap there. If I'm at 200, when I go to 68, I'm just going to go to 234. Before I forget, everyone in Discord told me to mention the Forbidden Dungeon. You have 5 tickets that will refresh every single day, but if you get stuck on a floor, this is your tower mode to where we keep pushing further and further. We get awesome rewards, great fights. If I can't pass stage 80 today, that means I need to go use all my tickets. So you go to the previous floor, auto clear, and you do it 5 times. Come here every day now and make sure that you do this, because these pedestals are so important. All these rewards are important, but we really need to come in here and do this. Do not forget to do it. We've got one shop, which is the Forbidden Dungeon shop. Once you unlock that, it's up here under Special Shop. You see the Forbidden Dungeon currency we have? Make sure you come in here and you grab all of these memory stones. Memory stones allow you to upgrade the chivalry on your heroes, which we need to go talk about. I almost forgot. Chivalries are very important. That's where you use duplicate copies of your heroes to make them stronger, and you want to do this. Any hero that you're using, any hero that's worth playing, you want to use every single copy they have and put it into their chivalry. It makes them stronger, and a lot of times it augments their skills. But if you don't have a copy of a hero, you can use these memory stones in place of that. So come in here and get your relic summons and get your memory stones and get your pedestals in this shop. Some refresh every month and some of these refresh every week. There are 3 different shops. That's the Forbidden Dungeon shop. Then we have the clan shop, which you're going to be in a clan pretty quickly. I think it opens up at chapter 3-7 on normal story. Jump in a clan, get these great rewards. Do this daily. In the clan shop, you have different relics for these heroes. Now, these are exclusive heroes we're going to see over in the arena shop, and you want to push arena a little bit every single day so you can get these free legendaries. It's actually really easy to get them. And then when you get all these clan tokens, you can get the different weapons they have. And if you don't know, King Arthur Legends Rise has 3 different weapons for each hero, 3 different of the elements, and it changes their skills. Some of it changes their skills a lot. So you're going to want to save up and get these different weapons because it can really augment what these heroes do. In the arena shop, you've got Frost Relic Summon tickets, and you've also got these memory stones. Now, these are the actual hero themselves, these 2 guys right here, and you can only pick them up from arena. So when you do this for 8,500, you will actually get this hero. They've made a system in this game that's so good that you can take duplicate copies of your heroes and make your hero better, all the way from common to legendary. Most games only let you do this with legendary heroes. But when you have additional copies of a hero, especially a good hero that you're using all the time, you're going to get additional stats with those copies. And if it's a rare or a legendary, you can change their abilities. Like you augment their passives or their abilities to make them even stronger. So if you do have somebody that you're using, if you know that they're top tier, make sure you put that additional copy of that hero into its chivalry and make them even better. Over here for uncommons and commons, even though it doesn't change any of their passives or abilities, it gives them a lot of raw stats. 5% attack, defense, and HP all the way down 5 times. It's strong and it's something you're definitely going to use, so don't forget to go over and look at your chivalry for each of your heroes. Now, the only time you would not use chivalry is if you're trying to use those tokens to get heroes you currently don't have. If you're free to play and you've got a good roster and you want to take all those additional tokens of your heroes, you come over here to the Shard shop at the Lady of the Lake. This is a shop that will allow you over time to get any hero that you don't have and to get any relic that you don't have, because each of the heroes have 3 different weapons that change their element and change their abilities. And you can pick them up here if you don't summon them from the relic summons, and if you're not lucky enough to summon a certain hero. Now, they are quite expensive. It's not going to be something you're going to do right away if you're free to play. It's going to be something that you save up and change in over time. I will say be careful here. You want to make sure that you use chivalry on heroes that are worth it, and you want to make sure that you keep relics that are worth it. And in the beginning, you're probably not going to know that, so I would stay away from this for a little while. Make sure that you're working on all your heroes, you get a good grasp of the game before you start liquidating all these additional copies that you could have put into chivalry to make them stronger, and you might regret it. Or relics that you're going to liquidate that you could have used on a hero, and you regret that. These unlock their additional weapons. If it's something you've already unlocked, you can then get rid of it. Over here for the actual heroes themselves, if you've maxed out their chivalry, then sure, you can definitely get rid of them. But if you haven't, and it's something that's a real core character, something that's very meta, this makes it better, right? Putting it into their chivalry, making them stronger will make it better. So just be careful here. I feel like this video is pretty long, but we barely touched on all the things there are to know, and that's great. Things to learn all the time. We'll do detailed videos on all of this, so make sure you subscribe to the channel, join us in Discord, and ask any question you have down below. Thanks so much for watching, everyone. Appreciate your time, your love, your support. I will see you all in a video soon.